Hey, what's up, boys? This is Contango coming at you from Waterloo, Ontario, Canada. And today we are doing Japan Round 9. This is the Axis and Allies 1940 Global Alternate Universe game, playing it against Corporal Clegg and Piloto. Yeah, so we're on turn 9. It's Japan's go. I'll give you a little flyover of the map, how it starts this turn, and then we'll go ahead with the turn. As you can see, Chinese looking pretty healthy. Big standoff right here. Italy bought a minor factory there last turn. Russia bought a major factory. So this is one quick correction here. Piloto had put it in this territory right here. That's not actually eligible because it's only a 2, as you can kind of see there. So we are putting it here instead. He wants it in R26 in the south, so that's why I put that die there to remind me. Yeah, so Russia backed off up here of this northern city. But yeah, tons of Russian tanks and everything going on here. I think I mentioned before it's something like 40 tanks for the Russians currently. Yeah, and then the Japanese holding up in this city, the French city down here. And so where those markers are, that is the Allied fleet, which is up here primarily. Also a little bit right here, 4 more transports, and these guys on the ground here. Yeah, so that's how we start Japan turn 9. So let's talk about purchases. Actually, before we do that, quick view of what I've got as the cash on hand for everybody and the cities on hand right now. So purchases for Japan, they had 73 IPCs. They are buying 1 infantry, 2 artillery, 6 more infantry and a fighter, 3 infantry, 3 more infantry, and then 2 infantry and a fighter. So that should be 73 IPCs. All right, so let's get started with the combat moves. I'm going to pause for a second to get into my tripod. All right, so here we go. Pretty simple on combat moves this time. First of all, we're going into US 21 from F7. We're going to have 3 regular infantry and 2 artillery. And I'm going to send in this AA gun. I'm going to do that now so I don't forget, but it won't be in the fight. And then these 6 mechanized infantry from IN13, they're going to roll through F7 and also go into there. So again, that was 3 infantry, 2 artillery, and 6 mechanized infantry. And then into A9, we're sending 17 infantry from F7. Also, these AA guns are going on the non-combat move, but I'll do that kind of now. From IN13, we're doing 5 infantry and 1 artillery. Okay, I think that's it for this area. Let's go over here. So we've got 1 submarine and 2 fighters coming from the Hawaiian island, if you want to call it that. And they're going to move off this edge of the board. To hit this destroyer in 55, hopefully. So those fighters will have 2 movement left. Right, yeah, 2 movement left so they can land on the carrier. And then down here, we are going to have this 1 fighter from F13 come and kill the lone transport there. And this 1 tactical bomber from F13 is going to go into UK-19, try to bomb that naval base. And one more thing. from over here, this bomber is going to do the same thing. So bomber from J15, that is. 1, 2, 3. I think maybe into the, actually whatever C zone this is 3. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and it would be able to land here. Since I own F11, it's not going to be happy about landing there, should it survive, but that's where it could land. So, okay. I think that's it for combat moves. Let me just check and make sure I didn't miss anything. Nope, so pretty straightforward. We just have the 2 ground invasions up here, going after the sub, the destroyer, and then the bombing raid with the strategic bomber and the tactical bomber. So, and I guess the fighter going after the transport. Okay, so let's start with, I guess we should start with bombing raids. So we are going to do 2 AA guns for that naval base, and they both miss. So then we will do, let's do the tactical bomber first, and it gets 4 damage, and then we'll do the strategic bomber, and it gets 6. Okay, so that's going to be more than enough to fill that with 6 damage. So let me, I'm just going to get those out now, and I'll get a chip later. Don't really want to pause during combat, so clean that up after. Okay, so let's do, well, this transport's gone, we can take care of that. Let's do the sub and the fighters versus the destroyer. So we got the sub and 2 fighters. We get 2 hits, and the destroyer firing back misses. All right, so this destroyer is gone. Sub remains, and then on to the other side of the world here. Okay, let's do US 21 first. So that is 9 infantry and 2 artillery. So this will be the 2 artillery and 2 infantry paired. And then we should have 7 infantry left over. Right? 9? Yes. -2. Okay. So we're looking for 3 hits. And we get 2 hits. And the US has 1 tank and 2 mechanized infantry. If I can pick up one of these dice. And they get no hits. Okay, so we will remove 2 mechanized infantry and continue on. Okay, so we got 2 artillery, 2 infantry again, and the 7 unpaired infantry. And we got 2 hits. And the Americans have the tank left. This isn't the best position. And they miss again. So not great rolling for the Allies so far. So no losses for the Japanese there. And lastly, we have this heading into A9. So I'm going to have, what is that, 17, 18, 19, 21 unpaired infantry and 1 infantry artillery pair. So let's start with the infantry and artillery pair plus 10 unpaired infantry, which is all the black dice I have. So we just need 1 hit here, and we get it. Okay, and the ANZAC mechanized infantry gets hit. So we will lose 1 infantry and the ANZAC mechanized infantry. And I believe that's it for combats. So let's do the income. So this is going to be 1 onto Japan from the US. So Japan up 1 to 59, US down 1 to 57. And the other one, A9, is going to be Japan up 1 and to 60, and ANZAC down 1 to 11. Okay, let me just pause for a minute and get rid of some of this stuff, my red arrows. Okay, and also found myself a naval base to put under these chips. So 6 damage there. All right, let's start with non-combat moves. So this fighter from 95 is going to go right back to F-13, as is the tactical bomber that went to UK-19. It'll fly right back. This bomber, as mentioned, is going to have to land here, unfortunately. And these 2 fighters in 55 are going to go 1 and 2. What's the best spot to go here? So they're going to land on the carriers in C-Zone 80. Okay, then we've got an F-23, an infantry, and an artillery heading east. Into F-12. Also over here, we have 2 fighters and a tactical bomber that were on the carriers in C-Zone 80. And they are going to go 1 into whatever C-Zone that is, 81, I guess. One, 2, 3 into F-13. Okay, meanwhile, see if we can get everything in the shot here. Okay, so we got 2 transports in C-Zone 92. They're going to pick up 1 infantry from J2, go into C-Zone 77, and pick up 3 more infantry, and drop them in Hawaii. So that's 1, 2, 3, ending here. Also going to be joined by the destroyer in 92. You know what, while we're here, so from 80, we're going to have 1 carrier, 1 battleship, 1 cruiser, and 2 destroyers head into 94. The rest is staying there. And it's going to be joined by the 3 subs in 92. And 4 of the subs from 109. So there'll be 7 subs total in C Zone 80. Oh, we forgot to repair this aircraft carrier at the beginning of the turn. It's going to go into C Zone 94, as well as these 4 subs that are remaining. And then, so the 3 transports remaining in 91, I'm going to pick up 6 infantry from J9 and drop them in F22. Hope that you can see all that. It's kind of on the edge of the screen. Count this out later. But yeah, so that's 6 infantry dropping in F22 with the naval base there. Okay. The bomber in J14 is going to J15. The fighter and tactical bomber from J14 are going to go on to the aircraft carriers in 94. The one fighter from J3 is going to go onto the aircraft carriers in 94. Sorry, didn't realize that was off the screen. Yeah, so we've got 2 fighters and a tactical bomber here in 94. And then also from J3, there's 1 fighter and 1 tactical bomber remaining. They are going to go into 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, into Hawaii. Okay. Might make a small change there later, but let me think about that. Okay, here in, what is this? C16, we've got 4 mechanized infantry and a tank. They're going to roll through J1 into C12. Also, no, you know what? While we're down here, let's do this. The transport in 107 is going to load up the infantry from J11 and come up here. 1, 2, 3 to 92. Drop that infantry in J12. The infantry in J1 is going to J12. Infantry in J9 is going to J12. Infantry in C11 is going to C12. And 3 infantry that remained in IN13 are coming into C12. And the 2 mechanized infantry that were there will stay put. And just to reiterate, we've got these 3 AA guns from F7 going into A9 and 1 from F7 going into US 21. All right, I think that's it. Let me just confirm here for a minute. Okay, I think we're good except for one small change. I'm going to bring 1 less infantry over here. So there's only going to be 5 infantry in F22. And there's going to be 1 more. Came from J9, so it's going to go into J2 instead. So, sorry about that. All right, so let's place new units. We have an infantry and 2 artillery going into J9. We have 6 infantry and 1 fighter going into J14. We have 2 IN13, 3 infantry, also 3 infantry into J4. And that leaves us with 2 infantry and 1 fighter to go into F13. Okay. You know what? I'm going to do 1 less fighter here. I'm going to put it here in J14 instead. I'm going to take 1 infantry and put it here instead. Sorry if that's confusing. So that was 3 infantry being purchased in F13 and 2 fighters and 5 infantry in J14. Okay. So lastly, we have collecting income, and I have Japan at 60 at the moment, plus 2 national objectives, the one for Hawaii and the one for F13 down here. So that would be 60 plus 10, but Japan is going to get convoyed by the US over here. Sorry, right here. Finally remember to convoy, so in 96. So that gives them 4 dice to work with to convoy up to 4 IPCs. There's 1 here and 3 here, so 4 available. So you got 4 regular dice, and it looks like it's going to be 3 IPCs convoyed. So that will take Japan from, what did we say, 70? 70 minus 3, so 67. So there we have 67 IPCs. Okay, so I think that's it. Let's do I'll do a quick little flyover and then we'll do the recap. Yeah, so Japan, it's a good turn, at least on the rolls. Happy I didn't lose any of my planes in that bombing raid. And then, well, you can see the casualties over here. Only 1 Japanese infantry, so that's pretty good. Yeah, so let's do the recap. We'll do naval units first. So we have 1 sub in Sea Zone 55. Well, actually, let's do this since we're here. In F11, we have a straggler bomber. In F12, we have an infantry and an artillery. In F13, we have 14 infantry, 1 mechanized infantry, 1 tank, 5 fighters, 4 tactical bombers. In 92, Sea Zone 92, we have 1 transport. In Sea Zone 80, we have 7 submarines, 2 transports, 2 destroyers, 1 cruiser, 1 battleship, 2 aircraft carriers, and 2 fighters. And then in Sea Zone 94, we have 4 subs, 2 destroyers, 1 battleship, 1 cruiser, 2 aircraft carriers, 2 fighters, and 1 tactical bomber, and 3 transports. Did I say that? I'm not sure. On Hawaii here, we have 4 infantry, a fighter, and a tactical bomber. In J15, we have 1 bomber. In J14, we have 2 fighters. 2 fighters and 5 infantry. In J9, we have an infantry and 2 artillery. In J2, we have 5 infantry. In C2, we have 4 infantry, 4 mechanized infantry, and a tank. In IN13, we have 2 mechanized infantry, 3 regular infantry. In J4, we have 3 infantry. In A9, we have 21 infantry, 1 artillery, and 3 AA guns. Sorry, just realized you can't see that. Here in A9, that's, what did I say, 21 infantry, 1 artillery, 3 AA guns. In US 21, we have 3 infantry, 2 artillery, 1 AA gun, and 6 mechanized infantry. And I believe that's everything. All right, so hopefully I didn't miss anything. Up next is Corporal Clegg with the US, China, and the UK. So look for him to do the next video. And yeah, if you made it this far, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Sorry, I'm back. I just noticed one little non-combat move over here that I certainly missed. There was an arrow on here if you go back and look in the past. Yeah, so we've got 3 infantry and 1 artillery in UK 26. They are going into UK 28. Yeah, join the Italians there. So sorry about that, but I thought that one was fairly obvious, but I forgot it. Okay, anyway, talk to you later. Thanks.